In this second and probably last track game devlog, I added a few new things. As you can see here, I added different weather types, different regions, and I improved some smaller details. First, I started by adding different weather types. I wanted to add rain, snow, and fog. Fog worsens the vision of the player so that he can't see almost anything. Snow and rain both make the roads slippery, although rain has a smaller effect. I made different sliders for the weather conditions, which made it easier to let there be a different climate in every region. So for an example, it never snows in the desert, but there is more fog. The desert was the first of the 5 new regions I added. For the desert, I first made some 3D low-poly cacti in Blender and added them to a copy of the first region without trees. I changed the colors, but at this point they still were a little bit too green for a desert. The desert has a different weather than the plains. It never snows, rarely rains, but has a lot of fog. Also, the weather duration is different. As a special feature, there is a hole in one of the roads in the desert region, and you have to avoid it. This makes it a little more difficult because you have to wait longer until you can move the trucks to the last line. Next, I made a swamp biome. The process was about the same. I added swamp trees, which I made in Blender, selected the weather I wanted, a lot of rain, no snow, and a little fog, and added a special feature, which is a water hole in the roads with a bridge over it. There can no heavy vehicles spawn on the bridge roads, only in the middle, and the road can't be crossed at the place of the bridge, which makes it more difficult to bring trucks to the right line because there is not much space to switch lines. Next, I added a space region, which is basically the easiest one because there's no obstacle. You can drive off of the road, but that won't happen that often, I think. The different regions were finished with that, and I made a menu part where the different levels can be selected, and you can see the high score of each. These are all endless regions, and there will be no shorter levels for each region. As you can see in this clip before, I improved the texture import system so that you can add to the beginning of the file name a hex code which gives the truck the color. With this, the trucks can be customized even more. Also, I changed the line description with an arrow that points towards the line. It makes it a little more difficult because you don't know if it has to cross one or two lines, but apart from that, I think it's an improvement. Also, I moved the health display to the left and changed it to another point system, which I think is a bit more fitting. Last thing missing was this how to play here. I think it's a bit too complicated, but it explains everything really well. And if you have a little experience with playing games, I think everyone understands it. I hope you liked this little project and I hope you enjoyed the videos about it. As always, let me know what I could improve and I'll see you in the next video, which will be hopefully in less than a month, but also probably not. Anyways, goodbye. You're still here. Since you're here, the next video will probably be about this game I started making in Java for school. Goodbye.